Of course, as soon as I start recording, he starts turning on a pump outside. Because why can't I just record? Hey guys, it's Mark Penmanship, also known as Cass, coming to you with just a straight talking at the camera video. Nothing real fancy. I will be coming out with some more better edited videos coming soon. So if you want to stick around for that, please do. But I just wanted to sit and talk because I feel really new and refreshed lately. And I just wanted to talk about some personal things because today marks officially 20 pounds lost since I moved back home after I ran out of money in November. Last November, I basically ran out of money after being on EI, unemployed. I was working in a coffee shop and they weren't giving me good hours, and I just could not afford to live in the city. I had to give away my cat. I was supremely overweight and unhappy and stressed constantly. And luckily, like, as of November, I had lost enough compared to last summer. And it really affected me. Now, I used to be someone that totally subscribed to health at every size. Just because you're fat doesn't mean you're unhealthy. If you have good organs, good blood pressure, if you are fit, like some people can be fit and still be fat. Look at weightlifters or certain Olympians. You can be overweight and you can be strong and you can be healthy. Like, there are just certain things that you just can't change. I really believed in health at every size because I was a teenager who was extremely depressed. I tried to kill myself at 18. I had extremely low self-esteem, and being fat was one of those factors. It made me feel unlovable, and all of a sudden here comes this movement that says that you can be lovable and healthy and everything that people tell you is not necessarily true. And it was just mind-boggling to me, and it was so important in my path to recovery. But then I started working a job which has given me a lot of real fun stories, but also a lot of trauma, and I really feel like it could have been better. I worked in a sex shop, and my days were 12 hours long of retail, and you were basically stuck in a place for 12 hours, and it made me really distrustful because I worked night shifts, and I worked in Surrey, in like outside of Vancouver, if people know about Surrey. Surrey can be great, but it's also, I worked in Wally, which is like basically Skid Row, and at night you had to be real careful. Lots of people tried to take advantage of me, and it just made me really distrustful and stressed, and I just didn't know how to deal with it, and so I ate a lot. Because I was working for 12 hours, I would get bored, my phone would die, and I just eat. I wouldn't know how to deal with that stress other than turning to what I have always turned to, which is food. I have always been an emotional eater. I've always been someone who eats when stressed, and when I was stressed literally all the time, it's literally all I did. It just profoundly changed me, and I just ballooned, and I developed hypertension, and my feet swelled up. My feet were swelling, which is what pregnant women get when they don't move enough. So that, mixed with terrible skin, my skin was so bad that when I was working in Surrey, junkies would come in and be like, you should really fix your skin. And they had open sores. One of them tried to convince me to go to AA because she thought I was an alcoholic. And she said that if I go there, then I'd get a referral to a dermatologist. And suddenly, something that had affected me is I was suddenly fat and unhealthy, and that's never happened to me before. I've always been fat, but I've always been relatively healthy. Relatively. Not fit. Stairs are hard. But depressed. Not healthy mentally. But all of a sudden, I was just so unhealthy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe properly. So now I'm home with my family, and my mom is the queen of organics, and I just decided that it was something I needed to do. I weighed myself for the first time here, and I was literally 100 pounds more than I was in grade 12. I'm at this point now where with tracking and actually exercising and working physical jobs that don't take 12 hours, I've been feeling way better, and I just wanted to make this video because health at every size isn't good for everyone, and letting your weight get away from you is not good for anyone, and especially letting that happen because of being mentally unhealthy is really not good. And I just wanted to sort of give some advice. One thing that really helped me was extensive therapy from a couple years ago. She gave me a lot of really good techniques to continue working on myself and my mental health without seeing a professional, but seeing a professional was so helpful and so advantageous. I would recommend it to anyone, especially someone with self-esteem issues. I know that self-esteem issues can really affect your mental well-being, which will affect your physical well-being. There was a video that was put onto YouTube called 15 Ways to Maximize Your Misery, or no, 7 Ways to Maximize Your Misery by CGP Grey, and it was literally life-changing because I realized I was doing all of those things, and one of the things to maximize your misery was to just stay put, and I didn't want to be that person that just hung out in their room all the time, so I started working out again, which I hadn't done in literally over a year. And that's really been helping my energy levels and my mental well-being, and etc., etc. The Lose It subreddit I find has been real helpful. I kind of just lurk, but I find it really helpful. It's full of people that are celebrating their changes, and if you're ever feeling weak or discouraged, going there is great. I personally really like MyFitnessPal because A, it's free and it tracks everything, exercise, nutrients. It's great. Also, it lets you have friends, and I find that kind of fun. All of this put together, I just find it really helpful, and hopefully if anyone is real tired of what they look like or how they feel, or if they aren't, or if they're questioning this mentality of health at every size, it is possible. But if it's not possible for you, there are resources. It was possible for me for a while, but it's not anymore. I'm 23 now, and I just don't have the time or energy to just not work on myself. It doesn't work that way anymore, and now is the perfect time for me. I'm in my 20s. If I'm like this until I'm 30, then I will have failed myself, because I know I deserve better. So if you're stuck, please don't give up. You can hit me up on Twitter. I'm always down to talk about weight loss, health, mental issues, anything. So stay tuned, new videos. If you liked this vlog and you want me to keep vlogging about health, please let me know. I am so down. Would love to take you on this journey that I'm on. Thanks, guys.